Hi, I'm Michael the Wandering Mystic. I'm coming to you now from the San Juan National Forest in southern Colorado. If you'd like to follow my journeys or find out how I got here, you can find me on Instagram at @awanderingmystic, or you can check on my website at wanderingmystic.net. I'd like to guide us in a short meditation today, as I've been doing, and I'd like to start by talking about stillness. Stillness is something that I thought about this morning as I sat down to meditate, as I do every morning. And sometimes, I wake up in the mornings humming a song just in my head. And this morning, ironically enough, it was Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel. And as I sat down to meditate this morning, and I took a few deep breaths, settled into my surroundings, settled into my stillness, and I allowed that song to just kind of shed off of me. Beneath it was revealed the true sound of silence, the stillness within myself and around me, that while I wasn't maybe thinking about any particular thoughts throughout the morning, I was just going about my business, I had this running soundtrack of either that song or what it really was more fundamentally beneath that song was just mindlessness, just not being present, being off somewhere else in the past, in the future, over there, but not being right here. And so when I sat down to meditate, I connected with the right here, with the right now, and I allowed myself to be still. And it occurred to me, I wonder how many people have never experienced that fundamental, deep feeling of stillness. Have you? I know it doesn't happen often for me, but when it does, it's incredibly beautiful, it's profound, and it's deeply grounding. So with that in mind, I'd like to encourage you to try to cultivate and notice stillness as we meditate today. Now, stillness is not a place, it's not a time. I won't say it doesn't help to be out among, the rest of the natural ecosystem. I was thinking this morning as well, as a side note, that it really makes me uncomfortable to refer to nature as this thing that is separate from me, separate from us. We are nature. We come from nature. We are nature. Everything that we do is part of nature. And there's no separation. What there is behaviors that are concordant with nature, and there are behaviors that are discordant with nature. And so when we're out here with what we like to call nature, we're behaving in concordance with nature. Let's set that aside. Stillness can be cultivated anywhere. And again, it helps to be in particularly still environments. Meditation retreats are a great place to learn your practice, to cultivate your practice, because it is harder to cultivate stillness, mindfulness, in particularly unnatural or nature discordant environments, if you will. But it can be done anywhere again. So wherever you happen to be, see if you can find a space or a position that is conducive to stillness. If you're in your house and you have your pick of different rooms. Maybe pick a room that feels more still. Maybe just take a moment to pop your head into each room and just breathe and notice, how still does this space feel to me? And so once you found your still space, you can seat yourself. If it feels better, you can lie down. You can even stand. But find yourself in a dignified position, not slouched, not sloppy, dignified, comfortable, not rigid. If you're seated, align your shoulders aligned with your spinal column stacked neatly on top of itself. Your hands, if you allow your arms to hang from your shoulders, you can raise your hands and place them gently on your thighs, and that will help to preserve your alignment. And I invite you to close your eyes gently. Your jaw comfortable, loose, perhaps open slightly if that feels comfortable for you. Perhaps your tongue resting on the roof of your mouth. And take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And notice that feeling of exhalation. And as we continue breathing, I invite you to imagine each part of your body, whatever level of magnification feels right, whether it's your limbs, or your organs, or your individual cells. Notice them settling into stillness. We're coming from a place of energy, of buzz, of perhaps anxiety. And with each out-breath, feel that buzz, that energy shedding from each part of your body or your individual cells. And feel that, imagine that, just sliding off your body, leaving nothing within you but stillness. Along with that stillness, you may feel yourself more closely connected to the ground. Perhaps with each out-breath, notice more acutely your contact with the ground. Feel the ground cradling your body. And notice the stillness of the surface beneath you. If you haven't already, I invite you to use your breath to shed the energy, the buzz from your mind as well. As we breathe normally, try to imagine or even notice the buzz, the energy within your mind, being shed with each out-breath. Each time we breathe out, lowering our internal energy level gently and kindly, shedding a layer of buzz within our minds. I've found through my own practice that the tension and energy of my mind is often held in my face. And with the out breath, as I allow the tension and the energy to be released from my brow, from my cheeks, I often find the energy in my mind being shed similarly along with it. If you notice yourself thinking, your mind wandering, know that of course that's part of the process, that's normal. I invite you to, again, allow your thoughts to shed along with your out breaths. If it helps you, you may say the word thinking gently, kindly, without judgment to yourself. And allow your thoughts to shed themselves. You may notice that you have several layers of thoughts, of energy within your mind. You may have thoughts. You may have your thoughts about thoughts. You may have deeper feelings about those thoughts, about thoughts. All of those can be shed. Underneath it all is just pure stillness, pure awareness. And if you have trouble experiencing that core of stillness, that's okay. Just know that it is there. I'd like to make a note about the external world around us. Maybe you're in a place that has a lot of stimuli. Perhaps despite some of your efforts, you struggled to find a space that was particularly still. And that's all right. We have a choice inside of us about how we respond to the world around us, to ourselves. And so, just as we have a choice to shed our thoughts, we have a choice to shed the sounds around us, the car horn, the buzzing over the refrigerator. Now, shedding these things is not ignoring them. It's a gentle acceptance and embrace that they are there, and that now is not the time. So we remain open, we remain aware of both the presence of our thoughts and the world around us, and at the same time, we cultivate the internal stillness. And so again, with each out-breath, I invite you to allow the thoughts to slide off of you, to allow the buzz in your body to slip away, to allow the sounds in the world around you to simply be what they are, and not be a part of us right now. When you're ready, invite you to gently bring your awareness back to the world around us. See if you can maintain the stillness that we've been cultivating. You can open your eyes gently and notice how with each out-breath you're still able to maintain that stillness. Energy, buzz, anxiety, they accumulate throughout the day, whether it's anxiety in general, about specific things, or simply just mindlessness. And so it's when we sit down to meditate or to have a mindful practice of some sort that it really becomes very clear how much of that buzz that we've accumulated. And I hope that by using your breath or any other practices that feel good for you, you'll be able to shed some of that buzz and just be reminded once in a while of that deep core of stillness that you have inside of you. Thanks for joining me today. As always, stay curious, notice the magic, and wander on.